Have you ever wondered if Ark Raiders is a dead game now? Well, it depends. Why? Because calling it a dead game that still has nearly 50k players every day is just weird. I mean, yes, the player base have dropped from the 400,000 players peak, but the most interesting part isn't even that. Then what it is exactly, you might ask? We're talking about it today. How can Ark Raiders simultaneously be alive and dead? Why did the numbers drop? What did Embark do right and what did they mess up? Why despite all of this the game still has an enormous future? When you had nearly 400,000 online players and then you're left with 30 to 40k, it looks like a collapse. That is still a huge number, and there are other platforms too. Probably in total we're looking at around 100,000 daily players, which is definitely not a dead game at all. You can jump in and find a match not sitting in a queue for like 10 minutes, you can find it in like maximum a minute, meaning that the game is alive. And I have something interesting to ask you. Have you ever noticed that playing PvP in the morning feels way different and weird than when you play it at night? Do you know why? Because people stop endlessly third-partying you right after a fight. And that, in my opinion, was Ark Raiders' biggest problem the whole time. Especially at peak population. You could win a tough gunfight, kill 3 or 4 squads, be barely alive, and at that exact moment, some new guys would come in through your back because you hadn't healed yet, hadn't looted yet, haven't even caught your breath. They finish you off, then someone else would finish them off, and it turned PvP into some kind of endless third-partying conveyor belt. Sooner or later, someone was always coming from the behind. While at the same time, PvE lobbies, completely unbothered. The same madness it always was. People scattered everywhere, teaming up on bosses, grabbing wood, just hanging out and having a good time. And honestly, that tells you everything. If you came for the chill side of Ark Raiders, nothing about your experience shifted at all, which is kind of wild, and kind of the whole point. How do you call something dead when half of it never even noticed it? And then it came the lobby split, controversial as it is. Fits right into the same logic. Half the player base wanted a battlefield, the other half wanted a playground. Instead of forcing everyone into the same experience, the developers just let both exist. People pushed back on that, called it a mistake, said it divided the community, but divided into what? People having the kind of fun they actually want? That's not a flaw, that might be the clearest headed decision they made. But here is where things start getting a little harder to defend. The developers just are slow, and I don't know, I mean a little slow. I mean painfully visibly slow when it comes to PvP. In PvE, it seems like someone is paying attention. There is always something new dropping, arcs, guns, little events, whatever. Sometimes it feels like low effort stuff, honestly. Let's just make this enemy float now. But fine, they're in there, they're doing things. PvP though, that's a different conversation entirely. The trigger grenade was a nightmare for so long it almost hard to believe. Instant throw, instant boom, no counterplay, just death. They patched it with delay, except you could just detonate in the second it left your hand. Anyways, barely changed anything. Then they touched the area damage, still not fixed, and took until the game was already bleeding players for them to actually sort it out properly. And that's the thing that genuinely worries me about Ark Raiders. When it matters most, they move too slow. In online games, slow is how you lose people for good. But here's the thing, even with all that, Ark Raiders did something nobody else had managed to pull off. It cracked open the extraction shooting genre to people who never would have touched it otherwise. Sure, everyone knew about Escape from Tarkov, but Tarkov problem is that it's absolutely brutal. In its very niche game. You jump in and the game is literally trying to destroy you. Ark Raiders went a completely different path. It made extraction shooters casual, and that was a genius move. You can know absolutely nothing about the genre, jump in, figure it out in half a day or like 3 hours and enjoy yourself. That's exactly what made the game blow up. So now let's actually go back to the question from the beginning. Is Ark Raiders dead? No, it's not, but saying everything is perfect would be wrong too. It's more than the game survived its insane hype cycle, and it's now entering phase where only the people who genuinely liked it will remain. And those people will always be there because Arc Raiders has already established itself in the extraction shooter genre. And right now, it effectively has no real competition. That has to be acknowledged. Online projects like this come along very rarely, and Arc Raiders is exactly the kind of game that kicked the door down into the genre. And by the looks of it, it's not planning on leaving anytime soon. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you still play Arc Raiders? Do you think the game is dead or the game still has potential? Thank you for watching and see you soon.